All right. Hey, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the country. Keith Hawking here at Top Producer with our weekly Facebook Live. Today, we're going to actually talk about some of the latest updates, enhancements to Top Producer X. Anticipate this today's content will probably go 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd be happy to open up with any questions for you guys. Before we get started into the content, just want to confirm: can everyone see me? Waving, and can you hear me? If someone could just type in the chat that technology is behaving today, Facebook's working, and I'm coming through loud and clear, that would be great. So I'm just going to pause for a minute. Hey, good morning, Steven. Thanks for chatting. And just want to get a confirmation here that you guys can see me and hear me. So once I get a yes, we'll get started. Mindy, thanks for the confirmation. Steven, awesome. Thanks for the confirmation. All right. I'll take that. You guys are speaking for everyone today. So, with that being said, again, thanks for joining. Again, I just want to, if this is your first time attending one of our Facebook Lives, this is intended to be super collaborative. So, I'm happy to answer any questions. I do have some prepared content that I will go through. And then at the same time, be happy to take questions. So, further ado, let's get going. So, uh, over the last week, we've actually had a few enhancements happen to Top Producer X, and if this is your first time joining, we're on this journey with Top Producer X, which is really exciting. And what's different about how we're approaching the development of Top Producer X versus previous versions of Top Producer is we're bringing you guys along with the journey much earlier than later. And two, we are doing updates and fixes and enhancements almost weekly, if not sometimes daily. And there's a lot of moving pieces that happen, and it gives us something to talk about almost every week with you guys. So it's always fun. And another thing too, a lot of these changes, a lot of these enhancements are based on your feedback. You are driving these changes because we hear you loud and clear. And the things I'm going to talk about today are really about three of the things that we've heard a lot about. So these are the two main ones recently. So in our latest release, first one was, hey, I want to be able to track my sources of business, where these are coming from, and your list in Top Producer does not have all of my sources. When can I actually add my own custom ones? We've heard this a lot lately. I'm happy to say that this is now available in Top Producer X, where you can actually add your own custom sources. Second one is we've also added some new follow-up email templates for Market Snapshot. So these are email templates that you can use to follow up with after you send someone a Market Snapshot, whether it be days later, a week later. So we're gonna cover those. And then this one is probably the biggest one we've heard a lot of feedback about is, hey, love the new email platform in Top Producer X. Want to be able to set my email signature. So I want to go through that. So these are the three things we're going to cover today. So the first one is, let's talk about lead source. So this has been something that you guys have definitely submitted a lot of feedback on. Happy to say this is now available to you in Top Producer X. So what you can do is, if you want to be able to add your own custom lead sources, all you need to do when you're adding a contact, editing a contact, is go down to lead source, choose other, and type in the name of that lead source. It can't be any easier. You can do this now. It's available, and super easy. So if you want to be able to track, a certain open house, a certain marketing system you're using, and track your ROI or what's working, what's not, you now have the ability to add custom lead sources in Top Producer X. And again, really, really simple to do. Just go down to the lead source area, choose other, and then you'll have a custom field that you can just type away whatever lead source you want. So that's now available. And again, thank you for everyone that sent that feedback in. We heard you loud and clear, and happy to give it to you very quickly. So the product team was able to turn that one around real quick. So before I move on, any questions about that part? So if you do have questions, again, just type in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay. So next one is, I don't know if you guys are familiar. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to experience the new email platform in Top Producer X. There's a lot of benefits to the new email platform. The biggest one for me is when you send emails from Top Producer now, they're going to get delivered. And the reason they're going to get delivered is it's coming from your email. It's not coming from us anymore. And it's not all of our customers sharing the same email server. where potentially someone can be ruining it for all of us, right? So the great thing about the new email platform is when you send emails out to Top Producer X, they're coming from you. Another great thing about the new email platform is we have added a ton of new templates for you. So in the last week or so, there's been 6 new templates added. 2 of them are market snapshot follow-up emails. And if you're new, all you need to do is when you're in compose email for Top Producer X, there's a little, we call them, little squiggly brackets, right? Where you can actually just click on that and then search for templates. Okay, so there's 2 new market snapshot ones. And at the same time, if any of you attended our event last month with the co-authors of Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents, we also built in a few templates based on a couple of learnings from that book. So we've also added those templates. So I would definitely take a look at those as well. And again, we're constantly adding new content to TPX for you. These emails are pre-written, ready for you to use today. And again, take a look at the 2 new market snapshot ones, and then also the 4 templates from the co-authors, Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. So I'm just going to pause for a minute, and I'm just going to take a look at some of the questions here. All right. So, yep, Steven, great feedback. So Steven says it'd be great to track conversion by lead sources as well. Absolutely. I think that's kind of a quick follow-up that will come from the fact that we do have lead source as a field, and we can help you track what's coming from those different sources. John asked, hey, can you add a lead source to an existing contact? Yes. So just going back, just hit edit contact, and then again, go down to lead source. And again, there's a pre-built list of lead sources, but then if one of your lead sources is in that list, you can create your own. So again, you can do that for any new or existing contact. All right. And so again, just follow up. These new email templates are there. Okay. Last one today in the new bucket. And this is not available yet, but coming soon is we've heard you loud and clear. The amount of feedback we've gotten, which is a good thing. So what this tells me is you guys are loving the new email platform. What this also tells me when you have an email signature pre-built in there. This is in kind of the final testing phase right now before it gets pushed to production. I'm going to not give you a date on when email signature will come in, but it is coming soon. And the feature set for email signature is there's a couple things. One, you'll be able to have multiple signatures based on multiple email accounts. So if you have a Keith at topproducer.com, you have a Keith at realtor.com, you have a Keith at, gmail.com, you'll be able to have a signature for multiple email accounts. I know you guys love to have images in your email signature. We're going to make it really easy for you to be able to add and resize images and make it look good. We're also going to have the ability to add link and add image buttons to any email moving forward. And then you're also be able to choose a default email address for all emails going out to top producers. So there's some enhancements coming to the email platform based on your feedback. These are coming soon. I'm not going to give you a date, but if you've been following along, we're pretty active on releasing new features on a pretty regular basis right now. So this is coming soon. Again, thank you for all the feedback around that. All right. I'm just going to take a look at some comments, feedback here. So Dale says TPX really needs to focus on listing sales manager. Otherwise, the system does not make it worth using now. Dale, 100% agree. And there is focus on that area. So definitely a focus for us. And then Shelly asks, how do we move from the old platform? Great question, Shelly. So the great news is you don't actually have to do anything to actually move to the new platform. What you're able to do, there's really 2 ways for you to access a new version. One is if you go into Top Producer Classic, at the top menu, there will be a button called TPX. When you click on that, and I believe there's an article, Christine, that we can post in the chat just for people that haven't had a chance. But there's a button in the main navigation called TPX. You'll be able to just click on that and it'll take you right into Top Producer X with all your data in there. The second way is you can just log in at crm.topproducer.com. So either way will take you into the new version. But great question, Shelly, and thank you for asking it. John says, is it possible to export from TPX? Not yet, John. Coming soon, though. So if you do need to export data out of your CRM, you will need to go into Top Producer Classic to do that. But yeah, no, that's another great question. And for those of you, we will post the links that is talked about on how to access the new version. And just for some of you that might be new, again, you can use both at the same time. So you can experience Top Producer Classic, you can use TPX, the data is the same. Any changes you make in one are available in the other and vice versa. And there's nothing, you don't need to do anything other than just log in. So it's really about where you log in. Shelly asks, is there a cost difference? No, Shelly. Top Producer X is available to you at no additional charge. It is a free upgrade. Another great question. So, and on the upcoming list, Dale, you mentioned, properties and listings and closings, definitely on our list. On the short list right now, we do have sync with contacts and calendar with the cloud of your choice. So right now, Top Producer synchronizes really with Gmail. We are going to be enhancing that to support more cloud platforms like Apple, Microsoft, things like that. So that's coming very soon. Plans. This is a big one. We hear it from you. Action plans, task plans, whatever you want to call it, plans in general. We do have some work coming, or some features coming around that. And then another one, the ability to mass update, mass send, and just mass select in TPX. That is coming soon as well. So this is on the short-term list. You'll be seeing these features roll out over the next little while here on top of email signature. All right, so what I want to do now is, like I always like to do, is, this is about, engagement and collaboration. I want to turn it over to you guys, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Top Producer and Top Producer X. And I also go through the comments in the chat here. So, see here. So Steven says, I have a huge old TP database, and there are now other providers to use predictive analytics on contacts. I'm wondering, Steven, you might have a follow-up on that. And Steven, I'd love for you to put in a little bit more information on that. I'm not sure if there's a question on that one. I know you said you hit too soon, so I'll wait and see if there's more. John asks, will it be possible to set up merging info from TPX into Word for snail mail, letters, cards, or Excel? John, I don't have an answer for you on that one yet. I don't want to say yes or no, but I would actually take that more as a suggestion for us to look at. So we'll note that one down and make sure the product team gets it. All right. Then again, if you guys have questions, I've kind of gone through the prepared content today, gave you a quick update on the newest things that have come out in the last week since our, event last week. If you have any other questions, if not, we can wrap up, and then until next week. So I'll just give it another 30 seconds here if there's any more questions. If not, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their day to spend it with me and Top Producer. I hope you are enjoying the journey and being part of the journey with Top Producer X. The feedback that you guys give us have been nothing but valuable. And again, if you have any questions, please call our support team. All right, a couple more questions. So, Steven, what I would recommend you do is actually give our support team a call, and then they can kind of work through, who the vendor is, and we can see if we have integration, because we do have a bunch of different paths of how we can integrate, and it maybe there's something we need to look at. So, what I'd recommend you do is give our support team a call, and then we can take a look at it on your case and who the vendor is, or specifically what that vendor does, and we'll take a look at it. So. Mindy asks, is there a mass texting option? Mindy, great question, and one we get a lot of. There is a texting option. There is no mass texting option in Top Producer X. And there is a bunch of reasons why there is not a mass texting option. And I'm going to be just honest with everyone on here. The reason there's not a mass texting option is texting is now treated no differently than email. And you just sending out a mass text without explicit consent, to be honest with you, you can get you in some hot water in a legal manner. And I'm putting it nicely. The best piece of advice I can give you guys when it comes to mass texting, just be careful, right? Because if you send someone a text that you do not have explicit consent to do so, can lead to some legal issues for you. So. That is why we do not have mass texting in TPX right now. It's not because we can't. It's because we're trying to take a more cautious approach with it. And really, it's about protecting you guys. So, great question. Carol asks, do I need to go to the new one? I've been using Classic for so many years. No, you do not need to, Carol. We're not forcing you to use the new version. You have a choice. If your business has been running, it sounds like you've been a long-time customer, and again, thank you for your loyalty. We're not forcing you to use a new version. I'm hoping that we will give you enough value in the new version that you would want to make the switch, but no, you are not being forced to use a new version. You can continue down Top Producer Classic if that works for you. Mindy, texting program fault per person. Yes. We do have a whole article around this, I believe, Christine, on the texting. Could we add it in the chat? In each contact, if you open up a contact in Top Producer X, you will see an option to send text. So you can actually text direct from the product. The benefit of using texting in Top Producer, just to kind of elaborate on the talk track with Mindy, is the benefit is by using our product to send text messages is all that correspondence is recorded. You now have a history of the messages you sent and the messages the client sent back to you. So that's the value that you get by having built-in texting into a CRM like Top Producer, is the tracking of that dialogue. So John, great questions. John says, does a client unsubscribe and prevent us from sending individual emails or texts? Yes. You know, the laws are really changing. I don't know if you guys know, but there's just a ton of different laws kind of enhancing the texting is getting treated that essentially, and I don't want to go into specifics. We're going to have some more information around this, and we'll definitely help educate you guys on what's going on in that area. And I don't want to make this whole webinar about the laws around texting. But I would also check with, your local, kind of area in your state, because the laws are going to be different on what's wrong, what's allowed, what's not. But the idea, we're seeing is the idea if someone unsubscribes from one, you pretty much unsubscribe them from all, right? That's really kind of what we're seeing. So, okay. By the way, guys, keep the questions coming. This is what makes these Facebook Lives valuable for everyone. And I appreciate it. So Alan asked, in X, will our existing custom plans be available for listing sale plans? Alan, I'm not going to say yes because I don't know the answer. We are building out that aspect of Top Producer right now, and I don't have a complete understanding of the whole scope of what that's going to include. But Alan, what we'll do is we'll take that as a follow-up, and we'll make sure that we get back to you with an answer to your question. So thank you for that question. It's a good one, and probably one we need to get an answer to. John asked, does TPX have a mobile version yet? Yeah, the answer is yes and no. Okay, so yes, we do. You can log in via your phone browser at crm.topproducer.com. At the same time, though, it has not been fully 100% optimized for mobile. So there's still work to be done on the mobile optimization aspect. So yes, you can go in, but two, you're likely to run into just a few little nuances as you experience Top Producer X on the mobile. And we do have some plans to get to that very soon. Gary asks, do you have text scripts in the text program? Gary, great question. The answer is not yet. And the reason I'm answering it that way is we do have plans to add in a text script. I do not have a time frame for when that is coming, but it is something on our list to give you guys some scripts that you can check out. It's a great question. And by the way, here's what I would actually follow up with a question to you guys. If you have ideas for text scripts or scenarios that you would love for that, submit that into the feedback. So click on feedback in TPX, give us feedback on some areas that you're like, hey, you know what? I would love to see some scripts for blank. That would help us focus on, giving you guys scripts that actually meet your needs. All right. So John, follow up. I think I answered this when we were talking. So John asked, is there a timetable for mobile optimization? I don't have one that I can give you today, John. But what I will promise is we'll get one. So stay tuned on that one. All right. Steven says, with the new action plans, It would help to have more conditional relationship settings common in project management that would help refine scheduling aspects and speed up processes. Yeah, Steven, absolutely agree. That's actually some really good feedback, and we'll definitely note that one down as we're kind of talking about this right now, and we're working on this part of the program. So really good feedback. I agree with you. So good feedback. All right. Man, you guys have some really awesome feedback. I really appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna just kind of just pause for a minute, see if there's a couple more questions. If not, we'll wrap up today's session, and until and then we'll see you guys next week. So I'm gonna actually what I'm gonna do, just for sake of time, I'm gonna take one more question if there is one. If not, we'll wrap up. Yeah, Steven, great comment. Steven says, love the feedback button idea. So I love that button. The biggest thing about it and what you guys, everyone should know is when you guys hit that feedback button in TPX, I can speak English. That feedback goes to the leadership group. I am part of that group at Top Producer. We read every piece of feedback. So your feedback is really driving this product. So keep it coming. Don't stop. And just know when you do hit that feedback button that your voice is heard. Right. That's what I want everyone to know. John, yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for taking, time out of your day to spend it with us. I really appreciate it. Keep the feedback coming. I hope everyone's having an awesome, winter here and staying somewhat warm and dry. We're staying not dry. We're pretty wet up in Vancouver with lots of rain, but everyone have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and close out January strong. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.